you have to be willing to take a risk. You have to be willing to take that first step off the cliff, so to speak. I guess the key thing here is you have to be prepared to take that leap of faith. Everything great that has been achieved in the past, whether that's in sports, business, whatever it may be, okay, whatever context that is, everything great started with a risk. I had to take a risk in terms of being uncomfortable, being in those zones of uncertainty. For me to achieve, what I'm trying to achieve personally in my goals of building manatu, in my goals of being in these kura, in these different spaces, doing my coaching, etc. In order for me, okay, to build this new person, in order for me to build my company, in order for me to build my business, I had to be willing at the start to take that risk. Now, nothing was ever guaranteed. Okay, this here, this emblem on my chest, this wasn't guaranteed for success. Okay, I didn't know if this was going to be successful. A lot of the things that we're wanting to do and achieve, and all of these dreams and these aspirations that we're wanting to tick off in our life, okay, come with uncertainty. You actually can't confirm that this or whatever you're trying to do is a given. These things that we're trying to do in our lives are not guaranteed. However, the person that is willing with all of those things in mind, knowing that this is not even this dream of mine is not even confirmed. I don't even know if it's going to happen. I don't even know if I venture down this road, if it's going to be a success or not. But the man or the woman that is willing to take that step into those uncomfortable zones here, that person that is willing to do that will win. You are the 1%er. If you're the person that is willing to take that step of, that leap of faith off the cliff, so to speak, you already are in the 1% box. You are already in the 1% box. Society, majority of society, okay, stays in those other boxes, the 99% box. If you're willing to take the risk, okay, take that leap of faith, believe in yourself, risk it for the biscuit, so to speak, then you're in the 1%er. So if you're watching this and you're in the process, okay, of taking the step into the unknown, then pat yourself on the back. Pene. Pat yourself on the shoulder because you're the 1%er already. Even with everything that is not, even with all your, let's say all your goals over here, these are uncertain. These are not confirmed. But you're over here and you're still going to take that step into those zones and be willing to risk it all. Risk it for the biscuit. You are the 1%er. You're already in that category. And I applaud anyone that is willing to take that risk into the unknown. Why? Because I have done that myself. Why? Because I'm still doing that myself. I'm a risk taker. Now, I'm not saying for you to be reckless. Okay, I don't want you guys to be reckless as you're listening to this. But what I'm trying to say here is you can weigh up all of your options. Okay, weigh those options up. And if you feel like it's the right time and you can take that risk, then do it. Pursue. The way that I look at it, again, I love to go to extremities. Okay, but how I sort of assess the situation in terms of taking that risk and that leap of faith is, if there's quite a lot on the line, I'll have a look at all my options and I'll make an assessment. Okay, and my assessment is, okay, if I take this risk into the unknown and try to do this X, Y, and Z, Right, I'll look at everything back here. If I do this, okay, will I die? Am I going to die? And I love to take it to that extremity. Why? Because you won't die. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to die, whānau. So you might as well take a crack at it. Have a swing. Because you can always fall back, eh? You know, your life currently, your desired life up here, okay? Now, you can, you know, if you take a swing at it, you know, at your goals, a swing at life, your current life is here where you don't want to be. You want to be over here. You might as well have a swing at it because you can always fall back into the current life. You can always get your job back. You can always, you know, go back to the 9 to 5 mahi that you're currently in or come back into that situation. So have an assessment of your situation, but at the same time, in order for you to achieve anything great, and this is again me talking to myself, in order for you to achieve anything great, you have to be willing to take that step into the unknown. You have to be willing to take a risk. Otherwise, you won't achieve what you're trying to achieve. It's plain and simple. You have to, at some point, be willing to throw it down. For example, Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. Okay, I'm not too sure if you fellas seen that fight there, that UFC fight, but Max Holloway, 10 seconds to go, okay, pointed at the center of the ring and he threw down. He was leading in points, okay, but I think in his head, he wanted a statement so he could get that title fight with Ilia Topuria. Okay, so he was willing, with 10 seconds to go, pointed straight to the middle versus Justin Gaethje. And Justin Gaethje was, Justin Gaethje is a banger. He's known for knocking lights out. But Max decided to point to the middle and risk it for the biscuit. With 10 seconds to go, he dropped Gaethje with 1 second sparing on the clock. One of the greatest knockouts of all time. Why? Because he took that risk. He stepped into the unknown. He was like, fuck it. I'm going to throw down and see what happens. And sometimes life, okay, requires you to do so if you're trying to achieve all these things out here. So, message of today, step into these unknown spaces. They're hard, they're tough, they're going to be challenging. Yeah, as I'm still experiencing them, but the difference is, okay, when these things arise and you're feeling all of these things of hard, difficulty, pain, a winner's mindset, a winner will always be willing and able to step into those spaces regardless of the situation. Regardless of what's happening, a winner will always step to the fucking fire. You know, a winner will always step to the fire. And that's an analogy, of what you're trying to achieve. But you've got to be, you've got to make sacrifices. You have to really step into it. Just like Max. Yeah, 10 seconds ago, man pointed to the middle, threw down, yeah, and got one of the greatest knockouts of all time. So, hopefully, this resonates with you guys out there. If you're, sitting in the box of, fuck, man, this is going to be risky, lean into it, because everything, that you're trying to achieve is beyond that first step into the unknown, into the uncertainty. Okay, and I'm speaking from, experience. I had all these feelings when I was venturing into my own kaupapa manatū. I had a big belief in myself, but still I felt like an imposter at times. Still I was scared. Still I had a bit of fear. But the difference is, I did it anyway. The difference is between, a winner mindset and a loser's mindset is that person, the winner's mindset will always take that step forward regardless of the situation. A loser's mindset, okay, someone over here that's got a poor mindset, when they see all these challenges, will retrieve. Okay, there's been many times where I threw the towel in, but I'm consistent in rebuilding. Yeah, I'm not, like I'm saying, like I make a lot of mistakes and failures, okay, and I'll step into some spaces that I retrieve from, but the thing is consistency, getting back, learning from your failures and your mistakes, and getting back on that horse. Riding that hoihak, whānau. Yeah? You have to ride that hoihak. You do. Okay? and that hoiho will fucking buck you off. Yeah, it will throw you off, but you got to get back on it. That's an analogy, of life. You have to get back on it. It will throw you off. Arch my arch, everything, arch my nono. Jump back on. Yeah, master it. Learn. Why did I fall off? Why did I get kicked off? Reflect. Back to the drawing board. So that's my korero today, whānau. Be willing to take a risk into the uncertainty, the unknown, and you will achieve, what you're trying to achieve. You will get to your final destination. Ngā mihi.